La 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 la, the remix. Hey, this is Baby Blue. And remember, if nothing else moves you, life will.
Greetings everyone. Hi, it's me, Ms.Blue, the Oracle. Now, as you know, we are about to dive into Planet Remix. And as we get ready to get into the cipher, I do want to let you know that it is Planet Remix, and a lot of times we cover adult content. So at this time, if you have anyone who's a minor, I would suggest that you put your headset on or get yourself in a place where you can enjoy your time on Planet Remix. But until then, put the babies out, do what you need to do so we can be responsible while knowing our magic. This show, this information, we dive into a lot of things that are adult content. And so therefore, if you are a minor, I want you to stop what you're doing right now, and I definitely want you to get your parent or your guardian's consent before diving into the remix. Well, enjoy. Enjoy the share. Yeah, and keep knowing your magic. We just gotta be responsible while growing up on planet Earth. Greetings, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome on in to Planet Remix Radio. I am your host, of course, Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle. Peace and greetings, everybody. How's everybody doing? How are we all feeling? Oh my goodness. For those of us who live in the United States who are dealing with the time change, oh yeah, times are getting interesting. Very interesting. Wow. Peace and greetings, everyone. Let me do a sound check because I noticed for whatever reason, it happens sometimes, probably because I'm connecting to different platforms and speaking and using the microphone and then rehooking it back up in different places, that there was a little bit of like reverb from some of the music. But I wanted to make sure that we get a nice sound check just as we're starting, because I will be taking calls tonight. We're going to talk a little bit. We got a couple of things to catch up on. Welcome on in to Planet Remix Radio. I'm so glad you all are joining me. I didn't post anywhere on social media, but if you are a part of Planet Remix, if you are on our hotline, our call line, then you received a notification. So other than the notification that we are receiving, the only other notification that you are receiving is if you receive the notification from YouTube because you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, or you are on the text line that sent you a notification, right? So I definitely want us to get those likes up so that we can let our soul family know that we are live and we are here. So again, I didn't post anything on social media. I really just wanted to come on so that we could touch in. Pretty electrifying week we have coming up. A very powerful week that we have coming up this week. So how are you all doing? How's everybody feeling? You know, I want to say thank you to everyone for all of the love and the support that you all showed in the last show, where we talked about Brother Panic and his homegoing, and still sending him love and ashe and blessings, and everyone who came through, and all of the email that I received, because I definitely will be answering those emails in this upcoming week. But I wanted us to start right here. And yes, we're going to talk about the rise of Atlantis. I'm going to share a channel I received earlier and dive into some of that information because it is relevant for really, in essence, the energy that's unfolding and opening up this particular week. I'm also going to give you some sacred symbols to be on the lookout for. These are going to be some very powerful, transforming omens. And when you see these omens and you come in contact with them in your day-to-day life, because that's what we do here. We really infuse those ancient techniques of, you know, what our ancestors have learned along the way in their journey, and all of these powerful civilizations that have came before us and that we have been a part of, many of us through many, many different lifetimes, and infuse it with real time alchemy and magic for transformation, healing, and also to assist in really helping us all as we go through this ascension energy and really continue to elevate our souls while growing up on planet Earth. And that growing up on planet Earth, for those of you who have been around for a long time, that's a phrase that I've came up with over almost about 18, 19 years ago, and done many shows about
That's truly what we're all doing here. We are growing up on planet Earth, and we have to be responsible when we are growing up on planet Earth. That is our PSA. It is one of those values, those core things that really just sort of anchors us as we come together here with planet Earth. Come together here on Planet Remix. So, with that being said, welcome, everyone. Let's get the likes up. Welcome on in. The Blue Room is open. Let me give out the information so that you can find your way on over to the Blue Room, and as well as the call-in number, because I will be taking your calls to do some live readings tonight as well. So I want to give out the call-in number. Call-in number is going to be 515-605-9794. That's the call-in number that you can use. Now, for our international callers and those who are connecting other ways, there's a couple of ways. First, international callers. Those of you who are calling in, you must dial the U.S. country code before calling in. That's one of the ways that you can actually connect. Or you can go to blogtalkradio.com/the remix. And once you go there, there will be a direct connect button whenever the broadcast is live. And you can actually direct connect and you can call in. The other thing I want to invite you to do is to join us here live in the Blue Room. Now, let me give you those cosmic directions so you can find your way on over. And with those cosmic directions of finding your way on over, you're going to come to YouTube. You're going to type in Blue, BLUE. That's me, Raz, RAS, and Berry, BERRY, me as well. And that's going to get you locked in. Now, once you get into the Blue Room, you will be greeted by all of the magic makers, the stars in the building, right? They're going to be there to greet you. We also have the moderators in the building. Want to give a big shout out to Mr. Dante, who's moderating for us as well. Lola Falana as well. And also, we're going to give a big shout out to Brother Lance. Brother Lance, sending so much love. So, welcome on in. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It is. You can literally feel the change in the air, in the atmosphere. You can literally feel the energy in the air. We talked about this a couple of shows ago, and I asked you, could you feel it? Could you feel it? Well, the change is here. And it's a pretty big change that many of us are going through at this time. Yes, it's potent. It really is. And so, before we get into that, a couple of announcements I want to do. Number one, definitely want to do this. I want to ring the bell for self-invested and for everyone who is self-invested. So I want to ring the bell for self-invested, and shouts out to everyone in self-invested because they are definitely, absolutely putting in the work. And so I want to send so much love out to our self-invested family. We will be getting together this week to continue our journey. And then next, I want to give a big shout out to all the divine priestess in the building. All of the divine priestess who are doing their work and continues to do their work. They are doing some incredible things. So sending so much love to all the divine priestess. And if you guys don't know, or if you don't know, when I say the divine priestess, who are they? Yes, priestess have been around since the beginning of time, but these are sisters, these are priestess, these are goddesses that I have worked side by side in a mentorship program. And we've had 2 divine priestesshoods which is a name that I've given to our collective of priestess that are on the planet at this time. And these are sisters, these are goddesses, these are women who have come from all walks of life. They are mothers, they are sisters, they are daughters, they are doctors, they are teachers, they are artisans, they are lawyers, they are counselors, they are principals, they are nurses, they are doulas, they are social media influencers, they are celebrities, they are stars, they are healers, they are Reiki masters, they work in all capacities, doing all kinds of things from marketing to being a chef, a professional chef, to learning, to working in the airline industry, to working in IT. I'm trying to think of public accountants, anything that you could possibly think of. These are women who have come from so many different powerful, they are professional dancers. They have come from so many different aspects and so many different walks of life. They are radio hosts. They listen. I could go on and on and on about the divine priestess, but I will definitely say some of the most heartfelt, loving, finest work that I have produced, along with a lot of the work. I am so, so honored and truly, truly divinely blessed to have worked side by side with them. They are massage therapists. I call them body doctors. They work in all of these different fields, but they also understand about these things that we call metaphysics, these things about energy healing and aspects of what we call magic. And they infuse that in their work and everything that they're doing. So I want to give them a very, very big, big shout out because they're doing such amazing work. And then also, I want to give a big, big shout out to all of Planet Remix. Everyone, whether you're a first-time listener, and boy, my goodness, it was so great catching up with longtime listeners who've been listening for over 15 years that came in the early days of Planet Remix and that are still here, that are listening and that come by, that stop by or listen to the downloads that are coming in. All of those downloads. And it's so funny because as I went back and I'm still reading some of your emails, your messages, I'm also going to reply to all the messages on the show that we did as well. And how you say they look forward to when I used to say download. Now, when I was saying that a long time ago, it literally was for two reasons: the downloads that we receive in the physical world and the downloads that we receive in the spiritual realm. And now it's a thing. Now you see people all over social media using the word download. But that was some of the things that were started here on Planet Remix that all of us was a part of, just like growing up on planet Earth and being responsible while growing up on planet Earth. And so I want to say thank you because our reach is so wide. And we literally not only have had some of the great masters and teachers on the planet come through these portals and sit with us in our sacred space called Planet Remix to teach, to share, to connect, that are still doing amazing work in this world. And some who have become our ascended masters. But so many of you calling and sharing. You have helped each of us expand our perspective, expand our consciousness, rise in who we know ourselves to be. And it is through that exchange of all of us coming together that the magic itself has unfolded. And I'm so grateful. I am truly, truly so grateful for each and every single one of you. You know, earlier today, I was thinking about the work. It's really not work, but I was thinking about it because it's always a great reminder to go back and ask yourself, why are you doing what you're doing? Why? What is it there for you? How is it calling you now? Or have we become so complacent that we are missing our own magic into something that we love and we care for? And it's become a part of our routine. And I have said this before, but you guys know I always kind of keep you on your toes because you just never know. The remix show may pop up on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, on a Friday, different times. Now, low key, I'm not going to hold you. Some of that is because I got to get a little bit better with getting into the flow of my timing. But a lot of it is led by my higher self. And so I'm trusting that. Initially, I wasn't going to do a show tonight, and Spirit said, yes, you are. And here is your title, The Rise of Atlantis. Subtitle, Growing Up on Planet Earth. And it dropped in, and I trusted that moment. Now, even though these are two topics that I have explored in workshops and self-invested in Akashic record readings from the premier files, in the soul sessions, when I would take people deep under and they would come back with amazing information to help connect the dots. I remember the first time that I did a soul session. And I just was using family, friends, and people who were close by to just see what would happen if I would take them under. And even some of you guys who participated that were in the UK and Canada and other parts of the world and Japan, and you would allow me to get on the phone with you for hours to take you under and allow you to explore the depths of your unlimited consciousness and your soul. And the information was recorded. Now, absolutely at the time, we had no idea it would take us outside of the realms of Earth and take us into other dimensions and other places that we could only dream of at that particular time. But it would also bring back a lot of ancient memory and help to connect the dots one by one. It wasn't until much later, and in fact, I remember the day, I think I was coming from Target that day. There used to be this natural kind of like Comet, but it wasn't Comet, cleaner that Target used to sell. I haven't seen it lately, but they used to sell, and it's all natural, and it was amazing. But I think after we went through the whole Roro thing, they no longer carry it. I don't know if they can't manufacture it. I don't know if they can't get it, but it was like $1.99, and it would come in a gold can, and it said Bond something on it. And I was going to Target to go pick up some of that because I cleaned with it, and it was amazing, and it was all natural. And it was like Comet, but it was a natural cleaner. And when I went and I was there getting ready to pick it up. And I was on my way back home. I received a call from Brother Bilal, and he told me, he said, when you get home, I got to send you something. You absolutely have to look at this. So I was excited. Like, what is it? What is this? Show me what it is. And when I got home, he sent me a video. And when I watched the video, literally tears rolled down my face. Literally. And it wasn't because of sadness. It's because I felt the connection. I felt someone at this time that was doing the work that I was doing. And it literally just blew my mind. And it was Dolores Cannon. That was the first contact I made with Dolores Cannon. And the same work that I had been exploring, dabbling, and doing, she was doing as well. Now, ashe to Dolores Cannon. Beautiful soul that brought some amazing work to this planet. Definitely someone on my soul body. I had an opportunity to kind of speak with her. But the first thought that I got was, damn, this is my spiritual mother. And I don't even know where that thought came from. It just sort of came, no pun intended, out of the blue. It was crazy. And I remember when I was going to call to ask a question at her office. And I had got the number and I called to ask a question. This was right before she passed away. And I made the phone call. And when I made the phone call, someone who answered the phone in the office was saying, hello? And I said, yes, hello. May I speak to Miss Dolores, please? And she was in the background and she kept saying, oh, that's my daughter on the phone. And I thought, whoa. That was the message I got. Like, wow. And I could hear her talking. And so whoever the person was on the phone, they said, no, let me see. No, this is not your daughter. She said, you sure? You sure that's not my daughter on the phone? I think that's my daughter on the phone. And so I asked the person the question that I needed to ask them. And they directed me to go to the website, and I hung up. Now, that's a story I haven't shared. I probably should have saved it for my book. But that gave me validation in an indirect way because I felt that. And it was so crazy how that just dropped. And I said, where would that come from? And shortly after that, she made her transition. The reason I'm telling you this story now is because in this upcoming week, you are going to have powerful synchronicity moments such as that. But you're going to have to be present in order to tap into that magic. Because right now, not only is the Akashic records wide open, but the rise of Atlantis is here. And I've seen this so very, very clear in my vision that we are in the rise of Atlantis yet again. It is not something that is coming. It is actually happening at this particular time. Now, we have done many shows and many workshops, and we've talked about this, and I've shared what I have learned through my work and through my studies and doing one-on-one sessions with you guys about the connection and my connection with Atlantis and Lemuria. And truly, out of all the people who are on the planet living at this particular time in a physical body, You are a descendant of Atlantis or Lemuria, and in some regards of both, of absolutely both. And so that memory is being awakened. It's being awakened at this particular time. And a lot of the activations that are coming in is happening, and you're feeling it on the inside. And we're in that process of really, really, of not only our DNA crystallizing yet again, but we are moving to a place where these activations are going to be coming back to back to back to back to back. And this is so important. And the reason it's so important that you are aware of this is so that you can begin to start understanding what's happening in your body, what's happening in your mind and in your spirit. And you can protect that. I personally feel that it is in the sign of Scorpio that a lot of this activation is happening because, of course, we know Scorpio is deeply connected with the unseen. It's one of the zodiac signs that's most connected with the occult. And when we talk about the occult, we are talking about that which is not seen. It's connected with astrology, because that, again, is something not seen. And often we don't talk about this too much, but most of astronomy is unseen as well, at least when we're talking about with the naked eye. So these activations, these downloads and uploads are coming in, and it's activating. And many of us who were in the time of Atlantis has now having that portion of us become fully elevated at this time if we are open to allowing that to rise within us. Within us. That pilgrimage from Atlanta then took a pilgrimage to other parts of the world, and we can see that influence. And one of the greatest pilgrimages from Atlanta goes all the way down to ancient Egypt or Kemet. And you see the highly strong influences in that civilization. But they also went to other parts of the world as well. And some even traveled back to their star systems, such as the Pleiades, the star Sirius, and a couple of other galaxies that are even unknown at this time. But the bulk of the consciousness went back to the center of the Milky Way galaxy. If you look around, and particularly those of you who are staying in the States, and this is not everywhere in the States, but if you are living on the planet, particularly in Kansas and Colorado, in those particular areas, you are receiving surges, because this magnetic activation is happening with the ley lines on the planet. And it is activating these ley lines that are there. And ley lines are these energetic, magnetic lines that carry consciousness. Now, ley lines are all over the planet. They're everywhere. Your house is on a ley line. Where you go to work is on a ley line. If you or at the grocery store, you're crossing ley lines. When you're traveling from city to city, state to state, ley lines are everywhere. But ley lines follow a particular frequency. And ley lines are going to follow the highest frequency because ley lines are connected to constellations and to the center of our galaxy on the planet. Ley lines also communicate to the trees, to the roots of the trees that are on the earth. If you look at the trees and you see how deep the roots of the trees go down to the center of the earth, where we know at the core and the center of our earth is a huge crystal. In fact, this is where lots of crystals are. It's where the horizon meets the sky. We did a show many, many years ago about the cave that is in Mexico, where they have selenite crystal. And they were going so deep down into this cave. This cave is like so deep down into earth, one of the deepest points. And the temperature there is unbearable for anyone who is human. You would instantly combust and burn up. So when they were taking the explorers down to go down because they wanted to see these giant crystal wands that were sticking so far up in the air, they literally were taller than skyscrapers around the world. They wanted to see how far down, because it was taking them to levels that was going deep into the deepest depths of what would be sea level. They couldn't find a way to go deeper down without jeopardizing the lives of those miners and jeopardizing the trip on the way down and having a vehicle. So they finally came up with an innovative way to be able to have the divers to be able to go deep down into this cave to explore this selenite crystal. And they would put them in these special suits. I did a whole show on this, and you can find this in the archives. And you can also check out National Geographic because they did a big story on this maybe about 10, 15 years ago. So they put them on these huge suits. And the first layer of the suit was to warm the body, to keep the body warm. And then they had another layer of a suit that would also protect them. And then they had another layer that looked like a yellow raincoat. And inside of that, they would pack them with dry ice to keep their body temperatures cool enough so they would not die instantly because of the heat of how hot it was getting going that deep down into the earth. And after they took care of the physical components of being able to get these explorers to be able to go down so they could find out more about this selenite crystal, what they did next was incredible. You got to hear me when I tell you this. This was mind-blowing. As they began to go down, they had oxygen tanks that they had to carry, but the oxygen tanks, they really could not put on right away because even the oxygen tanks, under pressure, they were scared it would explode, it would blow up, or it would fail. So they needed them to stay very calm. They needed them to be so calm. And they thought, how can we get them to be in a space where their blood pressure is not rising, where their adrenaline is not getting amped up, where their body temperatures are not fluctuating, where their mind don't become so active that it starts to release cortisol in their body and start to change their chemical makeup and really start to mix things up. Or they become so anxious about what's happening that they literally will drop their oxygen so low that they would pass out. And one individual figured out a way to keep them very calm, to keep them in a state of peace, to allow them to be in a state of quantum harmony as they was traveling their way down. So they gave everyone in the van headphones, and they put the headphones on. And as they begin to start traveling down, deep, deep down into this mind, into this very sacred space on this earth, and they could begin to see the tips of this wand that was hundreds and hundreds of feet thick and wide, where there was no sight of the end or even where it began. And they suddenly hit and started playing Michael Jackson music. And that was the only way that they were able to make it as far down as they could possibly go. And they tried other artists, and they tried other singers and other groups. It didn't work. Michael Jackson's music was the only thing that they could use to make it down. To make it down that deep and be able to climb back up this high. Why am I telling you this? Remember what I told you about this week that we have coming up and the weeks to follow. Because technically right now, we are in the energy and the vibration of 2024. So I want you to make sure that you are paying attention to signs and symbols that are happening in your life right now, that you are being a good scribe and you are documenting everything that is going on in your life. And you are a researcher and you are researching these things. I found this out by a research I was doing because, like many of you and those of you who are old school, so I'm kind of bridging that gap between my old school and my new school. Because I want you all to understand who I am at this moment because I'm changing. And I don't want to miss the moment. I don't want to miss our moment here together. Because we're going to be moving and things are going to be moving fast. So listen. When I research, this is in National Geographic. This is documented that actually happened. And this is how you have to be while growing up on planet Earth. You've got to be a scribe. You know, Siba Harut used to have this thing, and he had a website where he archived not only his own teachings, but teachings of all the greats. And it was a public site where you used to could go and you could watch videos and you could watch movies and you could watch, you know, things that were not put on YouTube. You know, YouTube is not a sacred space. However, Planet Remix is a sacred space. And so now people just have people's content and they are putting it all out there. And on one hand, we can see the tremendous value of that being there. But on the other hand, we can also see how greatness and all of those powerful things simply get lost in the midst of all the other noise and things that's happening in the world. But his site, the Hetepu Network, was a place where you could go and know that that was a reliable source, a trusted source of where you could get information. And on his site, he would have these very sacred talks that nobody would have a copy of, oddly enough. I, got a chance to see some very old things and some very new things, and things that even to this day you still could not find on the internet from a lot of the great teachers, a lot that are still teaching and a lot that have taught. But this is the time that we have to become scribes and really start documenting our work, documenting it, what's happening to us, the activations we're receiving, the things that are going on in our lives, because we are in the midst of some powerful changes that are going to be happening very, very fast. Not documenting someone else's life, documenting yours and what's happening, because these will be the clues that you will have as you continue on your journey, so that you can remember all of the things that are going on. So make sure that you are taking a look back in your life and you are really taking time to be present and not miss the moment, not miss the magical moment of your life. Because your life is what will become mythology. Your life is what will become sacred writings. Your life is what will become archive records. Your life is what will become that someone will come back and they will tell these stories and they will be in awe at all of the things that you are doing. Don't miss the moment. And don't miss the moment for your loved ones that are here. And to be able to celebrate, to bring in joy, to bring that sense of joy, and to keep that at the forefront of what's happening. So I'm telling you this because we're getting signs and symbols to remind us that we are in the time that Atlantis has risen. It's not coming. It's not 20 years away. It's happening now. It's happening now. Absolutely happening now. You're receiving push thoughts, and I see so many of you in the Blue Room sharing those push thoughts. You might have been doing something today and it took you back to when you were a child, or when you were doing something with your grandmother or your grandfather, or when you lived in another state or another country, or when you were, maybe in grade school or high school or college. It's taking you back to these places, because we are all sort of living out these love stories, these ancient mythological stories, these sacred dreams of our ancestors. And we are the ancestors. We are living these sacred dreams. And so you are collecting the pieces like Osiris. You are pulling all of the pieces of your lives and lifetimes together. These things are now all coming together as one. And so you may feel like you're kind of out of sorts right now. You may feel like you don't feel like what direction you want to go in. You may feel like some of the things in your life that you love, maybe you don't feel like the love is there. Or you may feel like this is the time for you to quit your job or start something new or go in a totally different direction. You may feel tired, and maybe this is time for you to go somewhere and rest. You may feel frustrated with not being able to feel valued or recognized by all of your work and the things that you have done for the people you love and the people you care about. You may feel like you want to isolate yourself. You want to be disconnected or separate, or you're desperately in search of something new. And on the other hand, you might be at the helm of unleashing something great and powerful and beautiful into the world, but you may have insecurities about how is this going to go, and is this the right direction, or maybe it isn't time yet, or maybe I'm just not ready for this relationship, or I'm not ready to start this business yet, or I'm not ready to move forward on moving yet, or I'm not ready to leave this job yet. And it absolutely can have nothing to do with the financial aspect. Of course, we know that's going to sort of be lingering in the background. Thank goodness, thank goddess, Venus is moving her energy and she is gracing us with so much divine blessings for this week coming up and the rest of this year moving into next year. But this is why you're feeling all of this. And this is the time of what they call the in-between. And even though we made it through the portal of the eclipse, we are in between worlds. We are in between dimensions now. And there is sort of this massive push to definitely rise to the occasion of going to the fifth dimension, to going, to elevating. Yes, we have been there. If you've been a part of Planet Remix, you have absolutely been there. But we're not talking about going as in you're transporting. This is not another physical place, but this is an energetic place. But with this comes a very unique task, because you're going to have to commit to what that entails for you. And so what many of us are dealing with right now, we are renegotiating. We are renegotiating our commitment to being free agents on planet Earth. And what role are we going to actually assist in as a free agent on planet Earth? That's what's happening. Are you truly ready to commit to what you say you want? Not what you were born to. You might have been born to a broken home. You might have been born to abandonment. You might have been born to trauma. You might have been born to loss. You might have been born to depression. You might have been born to failure. You might have been born to struggle. I'm not talking about what you were born to. I'm talking about what you know you were born for. And that is something that is a self-realization. See, this is sort of that activation of that Christ consciousness. Because you woke up and you realize that a lot of things, people, places, and things in your life, in order for you to get to what you know you were born for, you cannot talk the same. You cannot walk the same. You cannot act the same. You cannot eat the same. You cannot dance the same. You cannot make love the same. You cannot travel the same. You cannot look the same. You cannot think the same. You cannot. And wherever you choose to be, that has to come as well. You're going to have to grow up in that. Now, I'm certainly not telling you that this will happen this week. But this is the opportunity for you to be able to say, yeah, I'm ready. Who remembers the show that I did and that was the title? I'm ready. I put that on the banner. I'm ready. Because that's when this hit me. But Spirit told me, no, it's not time to do that show, but you need to acknowledge that you're ready. Any and everything that I'm sharing with you all, I am experiencing it. And I get a double dose because I get to experience it personally. And then I get a chance to experience it again when I'm sharing it with my teachers, because all of you are my teachers, even though I am a teacher. We all are teachers and we all are students. And we must remember that. And absolutely, that's what I put on there. To thy own self be true. But I'm going to ask you to do something, even though I know I quoted that saying and I love that saying deep in my heart. This week, I want you to take your truth and I want you to fold it up and put that shit in your back pocket. You will get the opportunity to move beyond truth. Not just your truth, but everybody's truth. And I promise you, it will be life-changing to not be waddling down in truth. There's something greater than truth. Make sure that you know that you may face, and some of you right now, I can just read your energy, you're facing it right now. You're facing a lot of frustration. People are pushing your buttons. They're like coming out of nowhere trying to push your buttons. But I want you to look at it like this. They're helping you with your decision. They're helping you with what you say you are about. They're helping you walk your walk and talk your talk. They're helping you get to where you want to be faster. 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 Yes, it's a week of love. It's so much love in the air. It's a week of love. And anytime we have Venus moving, and she's now moving where she's comfortable, when she's at home, you know, we act a little different when we get at home. When you at home, you kick off your shoes. You go open up the refrigerator, you get you something to drink, you sit down, you get to cut on the TV if that's what you do. You get to play your music loud. You get to lay down. You get to do whatever you want. You get to do whatever you want, however you want to do it. Because you're at home. But when you go to somebody else's house, you're not just walking in the door, opening up the refrigerator, taking what you want, changing the channel, playing your music loud. You're not doing that. So we have a tendency. We have a tendency to get a little over cocky when we feel at home. Like right now, I'm at Planet Remix. I'm at home. I'm comfortable. I'm with my soul family. But I'm very present and I'm very aware of what's going on, of what's happening. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to lead with love. And I want you to be very aware of signs and symbols, because these aren't just going to be signs and symbols to tell you, you know, go to your favorite restaurant and eat a turkey burger. These are going to be signs and symbols that's going to lead you into states of activation, of raising your consciousness and allowing you to feel confident and very aware that you are walking your righteous path to your next destination at its highest level. At its highest level. You will see your change. You will feel your change. Like you were saying, we see your change right now, Ms. Blue. We feel your change right now. Absolutely. And I see yours. I see it right now. Because many of you, as I'm speaking to you, you took the vow. And anytime you take a vow, you must have values to go with it. And so during this week, you need to write you some vows. See, Venus loves vows. And I'm not talking about just A-E-I-O-U. I'm talking about vows. I'm talking about things that keep you grounded, things that keep you balanced in your heart chakra, things that keep your third eye open, things that keep the back of your crown chakra flowing, things that keep your root chakra growing. Talking about vows, those kind of vows. And Venus loves vows. And so should you. Because when you harness the power of vows, Venus, which is planet Earth's twin, they are twin flames to each other. Venus. Venus. We know Venus for the love and the beauty. Venus is also for justice and finances. Venus stands for all of those vows. And to keep the energy flowing on the planet, you must have your vows in order. It will keep you grounded. It will keep you flowing. So sit down and write yourself 8 vows. And these should be vows that you can live by. Your vows, not vows that you Google on the internet, but they need to be your vows for you. We are all growing up on planet Earth, and we have to be responsible while growing up on planet Earth. Yeah. We got 180 plus people in the Blue Room. Please hit the like button so that we can keep letting our soul family know that we are live and we are here. And that's just in the Blue Room. That's not everybody else listening. So welcome to the seen and the unseen. So the rise of Atlantis is happening now. Pay very close attention to your dreams. To your dreams and even your nightmares. I want to tell you a story, and maybe you guys didn't know this. But Stephen King, how many people know Stephen King? You know, that write those horror stories and those horror movies. Y'all know about Stephen King? Mm-hmm. Do y'all know about Stephen King? Do y'all know? Y'all know about Stephen King? Yeah, y'all know about Stephen King. Well, let me tell you a little story about Stephen King. Stephen King, when he was young, he used to have the most incredible, powerful nightmares. Nightmares that you could never even imagine, just tremors that would shake your ass to the core. And no matter what he did, he could not get rid of the nightmares. Murder, death, kill, torture, rage, very deep, dark energy. Some of the most cryptic things that you could ever think of. And he took that trauma and turned it into a $1 billion industry and started writing them down and made them into books and into stories. He started writing them down, turned them into books and stories. Yeah. Imagine that. The nightmares was telling him something. He had to do something with it. He had to take action with it. Not sit there and shake. Not sit there in fear. He did something with it. Yeah. That's one to grow on. But what I want to tell you, how many of you, I posted this on my Instagram story. And if you guys are not following me on Instagram, the remix underscore radio or the Oracle Blue are both pages. Usually I post these kind of things under the Oracle Blue, but I posted one of my shows that I'm watching right now. And it's actually one of my favorite shows. I actually love this show. It's called Next Level Chef. Next Level Chef. Anybody see that show? I love it. Me and Baby Blue love it. I love this show. It's a show about cooking, but it takes you so much deeper. So much deeper. So much deeper than cooking. Lots of powerful lessons. It's on Hulu. I don't know if you can find it anywhere else, but Chef Ramsay is on there. And the sister girl that's a chef, Naisha, is on there. And when I tell you, watch that show. Check it out when you can, and we'll talk about it. I'm not going to stay there too long, but I want to give you that. Tonight, before we close out, so I want you all to stay so you can get these signs and symbols that I've channeled for this week and the next coming weeks coming up to look for them. I'm going to tell you what signs to look for when you see them, where to see them. You will be able to take them and utilize them and how to work with these symbols and what they mean when they come up. So yeah. Wow. Yeah. The other thing I also want to tell you all, if you look at the activation art for tonight of growing up on planet Earth, that background of the sky that you see is actually the sky above my house. And I took that picture. If you know, then you know, because I am working with the element of air. And by the way, I want to say thank you to everyone who have been getting the downloads. Let me tell you, these tools for the download are really tools of transformation. And I know you all know that. I would love for one of the moderators to put that in the Blue Room so that we can have that information on how to get the element of air for those of you who have not gotten it. And when I tell you, you're going to want to work with air alchemy. It is powerful. And if you have been working with air alchemy, let me know. Put some air in the Blue Room if you've been working with air alchemy. But also, let me know. Let me know if you've been working with air alchemy there. And also, it's a lot of things, Bridget, that you can see in that sky picture. But if you are working with air, then you know that these are some things for you will be doing some of this activity and you will have these activations. I know that's right. I wish it was like that. Well, look, in a sense, you can. This is a week that you can start opening up and getting yourself in alignment when it comes to finances, finances and dealing with that energy that is there. Thank you for that, Mr. Dante. But you can go and click the link there. You can go to payhip.com/Ms.Blue and it will take you there. To definitely, you want to get that. If you don't have all the elements while they're still available, I would recommend that you definitely tap into that because these are tools of transformation. And they're tools of transformation that is totally different than I'm sure any other way that you have worked. Because many times I wanted to work with these different elements and work with things I want to empower each of you so that you can learn how to do this yourself. And you can bring this energy in. You can see your own magic firsthand. Firsthand, you get to do your work. It's about you getting your work so you can have that confidence, so that you can build that self-esteem, and so you can see your inner manifestation really, really manifest into external manifestations. Yeah, so that you can see it. But I want you to get with that air element and begin to tap in, because there's an amazing ritual, but it's a little different. I want to call it more of an activation that my guides showed me how to do, that can bring about healing. It can bring clarity, insight. It can really help you with understanding where you are on your path and your journey, and really helping you to activate certain things in your life at this time that you're working on, to really give it. And it's a lot of different things to be able to do, but I will tell you, with air, it's about 43 minutes. You get a breathing treatment on there. You get a day and a night activation exercise that is starlight magic that is coming in. It'll help you with inspiration, tapping into authentic inspiration. Sometimes I think people confuse copying with inspiration. They're not the same thing. This is something that comes divinely from your spirit. You will learn how to tap into inspiration, creativity, clarity. You will learn how to repattern with the sky and the stars, your subconscious mind. You are using the powerful element of air, how to dissolve negative thinking. Dissolve it, meaning you're able to understand it, see it, break it apart, and have clear communication, which is coming from your higher self or your intuition. You will have clarity in your communication when you're able to connect and really tap into this by working with it. And you'll be able to open up those mystical mystical channels of love, divine flowing love that starts with you, and it flows and infuses itself into every area of your life, including those you are connected with, including your loved ones, including the work the work you're doing, including the food you're cooking, including all of the activities that you're doing. All of those things, you will be able to connect yourself with it. So I really want to encourage you. It's an amazing way of how we keep this work going here on Planet Remix, that keeps us to do the work that we're doing. So, yeah, I would love for you to tap in. And I know the moderators will put the link back in the room again for those of you who want to get it. And also, I want to put this reminder out to you guys. If you have purchased something from the activation store, any of the digital products, any of the products, or attended any of the workshops, I would love for you to give it a 5-star review. Go give it a 5-star review. You guys sometimes are emailing me. I know a lot of times you are putting reviews down. Oh, I just see someone did put a review up here. Thank you for that. And for those of you who are interested, you can go on there. You can read what others have had to say. Thank you so much, Melissa, for that. Melissa said, time travel. I have learned how to walk, tie my shoes, and ride a bike. In my adult years, I'm learning how to breathe. Air alchemy is taking the guesswork out of breath work. Ms.Blue walks you through the rhythms, the reason, and how to customize it, because it's after your breath. Absolutely. No equipment needed, just you and the moments that you're in. Beautiful. Thank you so much. And that is so true. For many, many years, and even those of you who have had readings with me, I have given you your personalized breathing treatment. I would say that air alchemy is worth it alone because I am showing you how to activate your own breathing treatment air alchemy code. So you know how to activate your air alchemy code for you. And everyone's is different. But I give you my sacred formula and I give it to each of you so you can learn how to do it for yourself. So when you hear me give someone a breathing treatment and I tell them what to do to sort of reset, clear their chakras, get themselves in alignment, really elevate themselves, open up those pathways, those channels, this is the formula. You're going to get that formula and you'll learn. I take you step by step how you can do it for you. That's my whole goal. I want for you to be able to do it. I know that the work that I do and many others of us do, all of you can do. And we all have our own authentic, unique way of doing it. So that is my love offering to the collective, to the world at this time. It's air alchemy right now. And I want you all to tap into that. And if you don't have water, because let me tell you, water elevation, if you don't have water, if you don't have fire expansion, if you don't have the earth, and, if you don't have air, I say get them all. I don't know how long they'll be available, but I know many of you have worked with all of them and you have seen massive transformation. And I see it in you guys. And I love you so much for doing your work. It is so divinely beautiful and divinely powerful. And I've had people all over the world get it. It's one of those things. You don't have to wait for it to come in the mail. You don't have to constantly keep checking the tracking number. This is something that you can get instantly. The moment your higher self, your heart, leads you to this, don't walk, run, get it, because it will elevate your work. It will elevate your life. It will elevate you. Because you're doing the work on you. You are doing it. And it's going to tap into that self-love. I infuse that in there. 5th dimension and above. Some of those things even have 10th dimension. But mainly when it comes to working, it is really allowing you opportunity so you can know your magic. Not know my magic. Not know your cousin's magic. Not know your favorite person's magic, but so you can know your magic. That's what I'm known for. That's what I do, is I allow you to tap into your love and your magic. And listen, I don't have to tell you. The work speaks for itself. So I want you all to be able to really, really connect with this. And please, please leave a review and let me know. That means so much to me. Because I do this work because I love it. I love it. I absolutely love teaching. I love sharing. I love healing work. I love energy. And you all know how much I absolutely am just totally in love with energy, just pure energy, healing the body, elevating the body, working with energy, using energy to manifest, to create, to share, to heal, to love. For all of these things. So, yeah, enough said. I think I said enough. And the Akashic files are open again. That's another big one. That's one to get. Let me tell you, they're not open often, but when the Akashic files are open, you will see them here on the activation site. And the Akashic files are open. And Spirit literally limits how many of those go out. But I will tell you, there is no one who has worked with that has not seen their life completely transform. I take you into your Akashic records, me and the goddess Hathor, side by side. Many of you know my Kemetic given name was the goddess Het Heru, which is Hathor. I take you in with the goddess Hathor, and you get to do the work. You get to open your Akashic records. You get to open your Akashic files, and I guide you along the way. You get to write not only the records for yourself, you get to write the records for planet Earth, because we are all growing up on planet Earth, and you have to be responsible when growing up on planet Earth. So if you are responsible when growing up on planet Earth, then there are some things on Earth you feel you have a responsibility of sharing, a responsibility of participating in, a responsibility of giving back, a responsibility of a connection. You will feel that responsibility and you will own it. You will proudly own that responsibility, and that will become a part of your legacy, a part of your work, a part of what you're known for, a part of your magic, and you will be divinely blessed. You will be divinely blessed whenever we're on our path that leads us to pure joy. You are divinely blessed by the gods and the goddesses and the universe, the Most High, whatever you choose to call it, God. You will be divinely blessed and protected when you are flowing where you are being called to flow, and in your power and standing in it and owning it. Yeah. So we're going to get ready to go to the phone lines. And because I want to talk to you all, we're going to do some readings. We got enough time to do a couple of readings, but we're going to go to the phone lines, and we're going to continue here live on Planet Remix. I'm going to play a little bit of Baby Blue. Yeah.
La 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 la, the remix. Hey, this is Baby Blue. And remember, if nothing else moves you, life will.
And that is so true. Say it with me. If nothing else moves you, life will. If nothing else moves you, life will. If nothing else moves you, life will. Life will. The goal is for you to be in tuned enough, to be in love enough, to be divinely connected enough, to be grounded enough that when it's time for you to move yourself, meaning shift your consciousness, expand your consciousness, that you move yourself. But rest assured, if nothing else moves you, life's gonna move you. Life will move you. Yeah. So 515-605-9794 is the number to call. Let's go to the phone lines, and press 1 once you're on the phone line, because that lets me know that you're on the phone line and you wish to speak to me. So we're going to get ready to go to the phone lines. I got to get something to write with. If I don't, listen, I don't know what phone line I'll be on. I'll be in another dimension somewhere trying to get on the phone lines, but we'll be getting on the phone lines. I really hope you all watch Next Level Chef. I love that show. So we can all get together and talk about it, because it's a good one. We're going to go to the caller calling in from area code 7132. 7132, you're live on Planet Remix. Please tell us who you are, where you're calling from.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Greetings. Who's on the line, please?
Hi, this is May from Houston.
Okay, greetings. You said May from Houston?
No, Nay with the N.
Oh, Nay. Nay from Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Greetings, Nay from Houston. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Let me do this. I'm going to give you some sparkles. There you
Okay.
go. Everything is better with sparkles. Is this your first time calling in?
No, it's actually not. Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, beautiful. Good to talk to you. I trust that last time you called in, it was helpful for you.
Yes, it was. I was supposed to call you back like a while ago, but I totally forgot. It was so much happening.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, so like now I'm in a space of of trying to like recap
Okay.
what happened. 'Cause it's been almost a year. Like
Okay.
it's been quite some time.
Yeah. Well, do me a favor because, and I'm sure you may know this, and when I talk to you all, and I want to make sure, are you guys hearing the echo? Let me know if you're hearing the echo because we're going to fix this echo tonight. So hold on, Nay. Don't go nowhere because I want to make sure that they can hear you clear, not just hear me. And I don't want them hearing an echo. Are you all still hearing? Yeah, they said yes. Okay, May, do me a favor. Can you keep talking for me?
Yeah.
Okay, just tell me your story while you're talking. I'm going to check some things.
Okay, so wait, hold on. I think I may have to go to a different room with this fan.
Okay.
Okay, so the recap story or what's currently happening?
Let's do the recap first.
Okay, so I had a friend who transitioned. He had an accident,
Sorry
and
to
he was
hear
coming
that.
to me. And can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, he was coming to me in a few dreams, and the dreams were him protecting me. And I didn't really know what was going on. Like I would feel his presence. He would come in my dreams, and I remember you telling me that he was like making his presence known to me, and he was one of my guides. I believe you told me. I'm not exactly sure if I remember the whole story, but I believe that's what you told me. And as of recently, last week, he came to me again, and it had been so long. And I remember you telling me like reach out to him and figure out like what is he trying to tell you and things like that. But when I did that work, like the connection, the communication just stopped. So the dream last week, he came again, and it was very clear. He was once again protecting me, and in this dream, we were like intimate, like we were together, like in a relationship. So that part threw me off. And like I said, once again, he was protecting me in this dream. So I'm not sure why he's making his presence known again, because the first time around, when he made his presence known, it was clear to me what he was trying to like get me to see, like what came, like what was revealed. But now I don't know.
Okay. What about now? Can you all hear me now? They said they can't hear nada. Can you hear me now? No, they can't. Okay, we're going to wait for them to catch up in just a second.
Okay.
Okay, so they can hear me now. May, I want you to say something and make sure that you're not doing anything. And I thank you for your patience, but this is also helping. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, so no echo. You can hear both of us clear. Okay. All right. Everyone sounds good. Okay, we're good. I think we're good, May. So here's the thing. Whenever spirits do come through, it is because they do have a message for you. And like you said, when your friend came through last time, he had a message for you. But this time he's not clear. And in this particular dream that you had, and I'm just going to kind of walk it back through because I want you to know that Miss Blue was listening. I know I was moving around doing a lot of things, but I was listening. You said that you two were in a relationship together this time when he came back, correct? In the dream?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So basically, what he's telling you right now is he's showing you one, the person he really would be to you if you two were to have a relationship at this particular time with his knowing, his understanding, right? He's also preparing you because he wants you to know that you are deserving of a love that is good to you, that is kind to you, and someone who can be there for you. So he's kind of prepping you for a relationship. Are you currently right now? Because what I see is I see two men standing beside you. And so that's pretty interesting because they're both on the same side. But I see two men standing on the left side of you. Are you currently in a relationship right now?
I am, yeah.
And how is that going?
It's better than it was before because the relationship actually was what the first message was geared towards. So since then, the relationship has gotten better.
Okay. And when you say has gotten better, and I want you to choose your words from me very carefully, and I'm going to choose mine because if you've been here listening, this is one of those weeks I say, be mindful of what we're saying to one another. And I want you to be mindful of what you're saying as well. Okay. So when you say better, is it what you feel you desire or deserve in a relationship?
It's evolving to that space. Like it's going in that direction.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a good thing. I want you to stay open. And I want you to also remember what your friend is also sharing with you. Let me see something else. Give me just one moment. And what your friend in the dream is also sharing with you. What your friend is also sharing with you. I want you to be reminded of what he first shared with you and reminded of what he's showing you is possible for you. And then I want you to make sure that you are loving yourself enough and present enough that you are doing what's in the best interest for you. And I don't say that in a selfish way, but I say when you're doing what's in the best interest for you, you're also doing what's in the best interest for the relationship as well.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So here's something else. Why do I see two men standing beside you? Is there someone else also very actively pursuing you, even though you're in a relationship?
Not that I know of. Mm-mm.
Okay. Don't be shocked if someone reveals that they have feelings for you. I'm not saying you're pursuing this person, but maybe someone else is pursuing you or has a strong interest in you.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, 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 it is. It is. So, your friend is here to remind you that you deserve to have a healthy, loving, very supportive, and kind relationship that requires you to be all of these things and also to receive those things. and to make sure you're not compromising yourself just for the sake of saying you are in a relationship. And so this is why he's
Okay.
showing you this, because he's letting you know this is the type of relationship, because I really get a sense that you really don't know what a real healthy relationship looks and feel like.
This is true.
Yeah. And it's okay, because we're all growing up on earth, right? We're growing up. So we're learning about these things. But make sure, especially this week, that you are very mindful of the words you say, the things you do, not out of fear, but out of awareness. And that you are making sure that you are putting yourself first in terms of loving yourself completely. Completely.
Okay, that sounds really good because, at first I didn't know what was going on because the dream was so strong, and I'm like, okay, like, is he coming back? Am I bugging out? Like, I had no
No,
idea.
no. It was very real. He wants you to know that that feeling you had in that dream of him loving you and being there with you, that's what love feels like when two people are committed to each other. They're there to help support each other and comfort each other. Of course, we know in relationships, they can be challenging. Sometimes we have disagreements and arguments, but never to the point where there's abuse, never to the point where there is, when these things start happening, these become unhealthy relationships. And so you have a tendency to stay in unhealthy relationships, thinking somehow it will just get better.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so your friend is here to remind you, like, listen, don't sleep on yourself. Stay open. Stay open. Stay extremely open. But I see another gentleman coming in. And quite frankly, I really feel that this relationship, even though it's a lot of things you all have learned for each other, and I feel like there is a sense of love there, but I also feel that there's a strong sense of control and manipulation that's happening based on insecurities. And so these are the things that I want you to watch out for. I don't want you to leave without hearing it all, but keep loving yourself, keep being a good partner in a relationship and being supportive and trusting yourself and staying open. Because all of us, we don't always grow at the same time. But I want you to understand that you will know when something feels wrong, when something feels off, when something is painful, that you also trust yourself in that as well.
Okay.
Oh,
I think I'll let in.
okay. Well, there you go. You have to come back
Thank
and
you
let
so
us know.
much.
You're welcome. Peace and love. Let me sing you some
Yeah.
more
Thank
sparkles.
you.
There you go.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
can I ask one more thing? I'm sorry. I think you said not to like ask
Go ahead. Go
like
ahead.
extra questions, but I have one more question. With this friend, is there like some type of like soul tie or soul connection there? Because we were never in a relationship, but it's like
Right.
there's just something there that I can't shake.
Right. Well, what is there is you really are connected. You were really connected to each other to support each other in your hearts together. You were there to support each other. So that's the reason he's there, because he wanted to be a
Okay.
support system for you. When our ancestors transition to the other side, they will come back. And the only time they come back is when they have something to tell us. They're not going to come back and say, girl, I like that outfit. They're not coming back for that. It's because they have a message they want to deliver and give to us. And so that is what you're feeling. But there is, I don't want to say this is so controversial, but let me tell you, there's no such thing, but there is such a thing as a soul tie. There is, but there isn't. And I think we kind of got this wrong. I want to kind of explain sort of this way of understanding it, and you all take it as you want and leave it. Soul ties and all of this about twin flames and soulmate, we can give them that names, but the truth is everyone who's in your life, there is a connection. There is a soul tie. Everyone you have a relationship with is a twin flame in a sense. You get it? Because we are each other's reflection. But to think that there is just this one person, just this one soul, no, it's not. It's not just that one person. And every relationship you have is going to be very different than the other. Every relationship is going to be different. Will there be some that we feel so much love? And yes, absolutely. But we are not solely tied to anyone per se. Listen to what I'm saying. We are not. But we all are one. So we are. But I think we sort of over romanticize this whole soul tie, twin flame, and I can't get him off my mind. And no matter what I do, I feel like they're controlling me, even though they've moved on to a relationship and you're doing. No. That's misdirected empathic energy, misdirected heart energy. That's what that is. Every soul is powerful. Every soul is divinely connected to everything. And every soul has the opportunity and the free will to give and receive love. Everyone does. And here's the beauty in it. When we're choosing to connect with people, when we're choosing to love people, and we're choosing to be with them, that is special. That is sacred because we have redirected our will for that focus.
Mm-hmm.
But there is no outside force or no outside entity that has connected. When we passed over, really even before 2012, I'm going to go all the way back to 1999. That's when all of those soul contract, those things were resolved. And we all became free agents. We are universal citizens on the planet. We are all free agents. Even your mama, your daddy, your children. There is not a soul tie with that. They are just as an enlightened and powerful being as you are. That's why your family should be even more special to you when you love them and you have a connection, because this is two souls consciously making an agreement with each other that we are choosing to love and we are choosing to support one another. But there is not something outside of that that is tying you to that person. Nothing. Not even your children. Not even your mother, not even your father, not your sister, not your brother. No one. And I know that's a hard concept for us to get because we have lived years and eons, and this has been embellished into us. So your connection is one that you two are agreeing upon. You are not absent in your power, in your love of being connected to him. And he is not absent in his love and his power and being connected with you. So you get it? So this is
beautiful.
deeper than relationship and intimacy. This is going
Yeah,
to
that's
be,
what I keep feeling. Yeah.
yeah, it is. But so is your connection to me. You using your will. Do not take yourself, you are X. Do not take yourself out the equation. You are doing this. If you choose at this moment not to be connected to him, you are not connected to him anymore. That's how powerful and divine you are. And it doesn't have to be because you hate them. That's how powerful and loving you are. And the truth of the matter is, see, because we can get caught into a circle jerk here, because the truth is, we are all connected to each other because we all come from one divine source. All is one. So there's a part of us that will never be disconnected, but we all are unique and individuals. So you can spin this many different ways. But I want you to take it in your heart for power and for love so you can elevate to the understanding. But we are all, we're connected to the air, we're connected to the planet, we're connected to our phones, we're connected to the laptops, we're connected to each other. Like, think about it. We are all connected to everything, but don't let this take away your power. There was a time that these things were used, and especially when it came to the divine feminine on the planet, to take away our power. And in some places in the world, it still is. There are some people that were born into a family and they don't know they were here to elevate maybe that family lineage that they have all agreed to be a part of, but they won't do that because they feel like there's this obligation to sit in trauma, to sit in pain, to sit in hurt, because somehow the blood that runs through them, and they must suffer because of this tie, this bond, this lineage, this soul tie that can never be broken. And no soul has to suffer that way. And we must know that that is not our divine purpose, to suffer at all. You do not have to. No one is making you do that. And I know it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard culturally to fall for that. It's hard. Or shall I say, it can be. But I want you to look at the beautiful side of it, the empowering side of it. You're connected with your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your children. Look how beautiful that is, that you both have chosen to love each other, support each other, and be there for each other. That's greater than something outside of you taking away your own free will and connecting you without your say or input. Because that's disempowerment. If I tell you you were friends with this man, or you were dating this man, or you had a child by this man, or you had a child with this woman, and I don't care how miserable you are, I don't care how sad it makes you, I don't care how much it's hurting you, you can never leave because you have a soul tie with this person, and you must endure all of the pain and the trauma because you made this soul tie, and it's nothing you can do to get out of it. There are some souls that come to this planet and their awareness is so high that literally upon inception, they have been abandoned by their mother and their father because they said, I don't want to wait and grow up in this family to discover that I don't want to be in this family. And they're raised by either foster parents or aunts and uncles or other relatives, or someone else raised them, and they have an amazing life. And society wants to tell them something is wrong because you weren't raised with your mother and your father. Whoever raised you in essence, took on that role as your mother and your father. Some souls have chosen, and I've seen this with a lot of children who have been up for adoption or they were raised by someone else other than their birth parent, that they made a decision coming in because they were doing a particular work here. They were raising their consciousness to a particular level that they decided coming in they would move on. It doesn't mean we don't have commitments. And I've seen this story being spent wrong too, that, you love me and I love you, but we're not committed to each other and I get to do whatever I want. And so therefore you are in a traumatizing abuse situation because that is not what your soul is calling for. And no shade to people who are in those commitments. If it works for you, if you like it, I love it. But I'm talking about when your soul doesn't. Then that's not for you, baby girl. That's not for you. Don't allow someone to talk you into something that is not right for you. There is no such thing. That doesn't make you more spiritual. That doesn't make you more loving. That doesn't make you more kind. That doesn't. And on the other hand, if that is for you and you're doing it and it's working well and everybody's happy and healthy and loving and kind and caring, then that is for you. But if it's not, you have to listen to what your higher self, your spirit, and your soul is telling you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to listen to your higher self on that. Because people will take this word of love and spirituality and evolution and growing and twist it into many different things. And I, by no means, am telling you that what Ms.Blue is telling you is for everyone. But I'm giving you an opportunity to look outside of what many people will not tell you about these situations.
This was much needed.
Yeah. So no, there's no such thing as this. And don't let anyone try to punk you with your love and your spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
And you will know that you will know you're being punked when the thing that comes in that has to do with your body and sexuality. Because this is the real story of Adam and Eve. And this is why the whole sex thing became such a big issue. And a lot of times when we begin to start mixing spirituality, which sex is spiritual, sex is love, it is all of those things. But that becomes the clutch of what I'm pulling in from you. Those are not thinking organs to live our lives by. That is a place where we hold sacred, and those places that we share with those that we choose to share our love and our intimacy with. It is a precious gem. It is our precious holy place for men and for women because it can work both ways. So don't let anyone hold you hostage to the quest of there's some sort of soul tie or there's some sort of past life work we must fulfill and do together, when you know that your higher self is showing you that this is not so. This is why knowing thyself is the greatest things. It's the quest that our ancestors left on the walls in ancient Egypt and Kemet. Know thyself is the best thing. And to stay in that space of loving yourself. Because when you do that, then you can love everything and everyone. But some of those things must be loved from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
Love is nothing. This is Dr. Martin Luther King's words, love is nothing without power, and power is destructive and nothing without love. They must go together. So when you have love, you have power. And when you have power and you mix it with love, you have supreme power and love.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So love doesn't disempower. If your love is disempowering, we need to find a new love, as Jody Watley says. So there you go. So peace and love. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, that was so good. So good. Lots of good things came out of that conversation that we can take away from, because that is a question a lot of people do ask about these soul ties. And I just haven't seen it working that way. It's beautiful when we can choose to have connection and choose to love. Like that is some of the most powerful love on the planet. Yes, a love supreme. Thank you for that, astronaut warrior. Yes, that's when it becomes a love supreme. Who wants to be loved with someone that you feel you have a soul tie with, that you are unconscious of, that you are powerless over, that you feel it's nothing you're doing to create this love? It's sort of pulling you around and controlling you, and it's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, we've got to rise up out of and really dig for deeper levels of divine wisdom, not wisdom based on man or woman wisdom, wisdom that comes from the Most High, that wisdom, because that's not wisdom you can find here on planet Earth. It's a higher wisdom. Let's go, keep going. Let's go to the phone lines, see who else is on the phone lines here tonight. Let's go to, oh, and by the way, shouts out to all of our international listeners out there calling from all over the world. And shouts out to everyone in the Blue Room. We're going to do a Blue Room shout out in just a short moment. We'll do a Blue Room shout out. Let's go to the phone line. Let's go to the caller calling in from area code 3473. 3473, you're live on Planet Remix. Please tell us who you are.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Peace and love and light. Divine Oracle Blue. Peace and love. Family and family. This is Choose Love Always.
Greetings, Choose Love Always. How are
Sorry
you?
for the voice. I am well. I'm trying to get over the sinus infection or whatever it is. But I am well. Thank you so much for asking. How about yourself?
I'm good. I am amazing. Feeling really good. My Philadelphia Eagles won tonight. Not that that matters.
Yeah.
But but I'm here for it because they beat the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm so here for it.
Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Not really. Not really.
I mean, them
I'm
boys, they hold on to that. We them boys.
Yeah, they will always be them boys. This is true. This is true. This is true. This is true. No, I'm just talking a little smack. That's all. But how are you? How are you? How are you?
I am well. I am truly well. Life has just been really good. I have so many good things happening. And it is always pretty good. So let me not just say at this particular moment, I'm grateful to life and all that, it brings to me. But I do have a question that I've been kind of pondering for a moment. So I feel like, first of all, let me express my gratitude and gratefulness to you and all your teachings and the love that you give to us here on Planet Remix. We're so grateful. I know that I probably can speak for half of that, all this line. I find myself at a stage of giving myself permission to expand,
Mm-hmm.
like continue my growth.
Yes.
And I can't. It's a little challenging for me to put it in words. It's a
Mm-hmm.
feeling
Mm-hmm.
that I've been carrying around, and I wanted to know if you could speak to that for me, or you
Mm-hmm.
have any idea what it could be, or kind of just give me a direction of
Mm-hmm.
where to go or what it could be related to.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of it is, how can I say? Nothing is wrong. You're learning how to feel your way through. And in that midst of feeling your way through, a part of what's happening is you're a lot of see what's happening for a lot of us, and this has been going on. We're kind of going through the purge. I know there was a movie called The Purge, which I never watched, by the way, but people around me love to give me all the details, and I'm so visual. I can imagine, but we're going through a purge, and when you're going through that purge, what happens is a lot of things come up to the surface. It's coming up to the surface so that you can observe it and you can choose to let it go. But
Mm.
as humans, and when we get into that space with ourselves, we're so used to figuring out things and feeling things are a problem that we sort of kind of stop it as it's leaving and say, no, 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 wait, because I need to know why this came up. I want to get to the bottom of this. I want to see why this is happening right now. And we start to waddle around in it in our minds. And so, what that causes is the next time we want to continuously expand, we get a little nervous. We're going to start going a little shorter, a little shorter. It's a misuse of energy, but it's a real
Mhm.
simple fix. Your sinuses is speaking to this. All of this because you are expanding in your clairsentience, in your feelings. And so I'm gonna say this because you've been in you
Hey,
self-invested. I can talk.
yes,
I can talk to you. You
yes,
my
you
sister.
can.
You my sister. I can tell you. I need you to stop focusing on low feelings. Not that you won't have them,
Mm.
but you already know what low feelings feel like. Matter of fact,
Mhm.
some of the strongest clairsentience that I know all come in, and by the time they either get to me or really get to understand what these things are, they have already experienced the lowest of feelings that anyone can feel on the planet: death, loss of a parent, loss of a loved one,
Mm.
betrayal, hurt, abandonment, um, crucifixion, that crucifixion energy, to be
Mm.
crucified
Yes.
unjustly. They've experienced injustice. They have witnessed atrocities that most people could not even fathom in their lives. Those are your strongest
Yes.
clairsentience on the planet. So now you already know what that feels like. You don't need to expand into that. What now is
Mm.
you're being asked to do is to elevate that clairsentience. See if you can get to joy. The Maslow's chart of vibration, one of the highest, and we talked about this in a self-invested class. I don't know if you've been in this self-invested class, but we talked about it. Um, you Joy is a greater vibration than love. You're not you're not you're
Mhm.
not supposed to even be reaching. Thank you, Davina. You were in that class. You're not even supposed to reach with love, but love is that thing that's been so distorted on earth that many of us light workers, and I realized 15, 20 years ago, I had to come back. That was one of my assignments, to remind us of the self-love. But the self-love is a part of our basic essentials. You know, in fashion design school, we had to understand what basic essentials were that every wardrobe should have. And if I ask you, what is a basic essential every wardrobe should have? What should everyone have in their wardrobe as a basic? Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? I'm sure if I tell you, maybe because of your sinus, you might be overthinking it. One of the basic essentials is we should have a white shirt. If we're talking about a woman, yes, a black dress. These are basic essentials. A man should have some sort of suit or a nice button-down shirt. These are basic essentials for growing up on planet Earth. Love is a basic essential that we forgot about. It's almost like eating crab, seafood. You like seafood? You like crab and oysters, and do you eat seafood?
Yes, I do. Yes, from time to time.
Seafood, that is a delicacy. See, we see seafood as a delicacy. This is a delicacy. When you're eating seafood, you know, some of the most expensive meals in the world are seafood. You know, they have caviar, you know, they have lobster tails, and, you know, they have all of this exotic seafood. Well, did you know that crabs, seafoods, and caviar used to be prison food? It was scraps they fed to the prisoners at one time. And we talked about this on a show. I talked about this years ago. It was actually prison food. It was the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. You eating crab, it was some things that they threw away to the forgotten one, the lost soldiers. Give them those in prison. Give them those scraps. Give them that grungy food. And it took one person, absolutely one person, that sat down and had meal with the prisoners and said, wait a minute. This right here is my... No, they didn't say that. But they did say, this right here is amazing. And I'm going to take it to the finest restaurant because this is a delicacy. And overnight, it changed in an instant. In an instant. It went from being scraps. It went from being no one should eat this. It went from being this is the worst of the worst to being a delicacy. Just like that. Just like that. So now, I want you to think about your feelings. You already know what those painful, hurtful, low feelings are. You're trying to expand. And what is happening is your higher self is saying, no, 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 no. You're expanding in the wrong way. we want you to expand in this other way. See, anyone who's a psychic, anyone who's an oracle or a medium, one of the things that we know when we're doing readings, when I'm doing readings on you, number one, I don't even see y'all as people. I talked about this years ago. I don't even see y'all as people. I see y'all as energy. As energy. I don't see a physical person. I see energy. Number two, I'm not thinking about nothing you told me. When you're telling me I'm doing something, if y'all see me, you would say, Ms.Blue low-key got ADHD. Because I'm not even focusing on you. I'm not focusing on you. Because that's when the mind gets involved. Do I hear you? I hear you, but I'm somewhere else. I'm doing something else. I'm over here looking at all the bright colors on my board. I'm picking up my phone, seeing all the texts that came in. I'm looking around in my room, thinking about different things I need to move around. I'm doing all of that. Because I'm allowing this energy to come in from where it needs to come in.
Yeah.
Now, the mind has to play a role. Otherwise, you couldn't understand what I'm translating because it's not in any kind of language or any kind of sign. It's none of that. It's all frequency. You understand? So right now, while your sinuses, if you notice, they're starting to clear up just by me talking to you.
Yeah.
You feel that, right?
Yeah.
It's telling you it wants you to get into the joy. But see, that's where people think you got to be vulnerable to go low and go dark. No, your ass got to be vulnerable to find joy.
Oh, high.
Yeah, you got to be able to get in there and find some joy. Oh, whew.
Yeah.
That's when we get real uncomfortable. Uneasy. Yeah. We step further and further out of our comfort zone. Not that you don't have joy, but I'm saying when you're using your clairsentient energy, when you're using that clairsentient energy to move around, that's what's happening. This is based on your feelings, and they want to get in a flow. So when they can't get into a flow, the physical body, it starts to manifest. And one of the ways that the manifestation of that physical flow showing you that it's been slowed down and blocked is that you get sinus problems.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think I'm having an emergency call. I'll try to call back in in a minute.
Call back in.
Okay, thank you.
All right, peace and love. So she had to go. But I want her to take that with her because I'm sure she'll be able to use it. Yeah. Let's go to the next caller. Calling in from area code 7063. 7063? You're live on. Hello?
Hello?
Hello. Greetings. Who's on the line?
Hey, Ms.Blue. It's me, Lovey.
Hi, Lovey. We're getting some noise in the background. How are you? You want to tell everybody where you're from? You're calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Athens, Georgia.
Okay, greetings, Lovey. How are you?
I'm doing good. I was just calling. I just wanted to see if I had any spirit guides or any ancestors that wanted to that had any messages for me.
Let's take a look. Is there anybody in particular you wanted to talk to?
Like, I get like just anyone that stood out. No one in particular.
Okay, so you really talking about a spirit guide, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, total number of spirit guides you have, Lovey, is 18.
Wow.
18 spirit guides. When 18 spirit guides come around, they really are here to help with renewal, like going through the process of renewal. And so your spirit guides are really saying that it's time for you to gain some knowledge, some more knowledge, gain a new perspective, and really start tapping into some resources at this time. Yeah.
And see that, yeah, I feel that. Any like is there anyone that stands out within those 18?
Yeah. Actually, one of them who stands out the most is a woman, and she looks like she might be in her 70s. I want to say around 70, well, she's holding up 73 years old. And she's holding a basket, and in that basket, she has yarn in that basket. And in that basket of yarn, she has some knitting needles. Um, do you know how to knit, Lovey?
No, I don't. I mean, I know how to sew a little bit, but no, I don't know how to knit.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me tell you, because this is something she used to do. She was amazing at knitting. And she has these two needles. They kind of look like chopsticks, but they are knitting needles. And this is about what she learned about knitting, was being able to bring ideas and life together as one, to take her ideas and turn them into take her ideas and to bring them into life. You understand? So, this is about her helping you, because I feel like, because now she's rolling one of the knitting balls. So something in your life is unraveling at this time. You feel like it's unraveling and it's sort of kind of coming apart. But she said knitting is one of those things that actually will keep you in a place so that you can have peace at home. Knitting is about peace at home and making your house a place of comfort, of peace, that is filled with blessing. And often just to bring some things together, bring all of these things together. It's about mending things together, you know, bringing things. If someone has broken a bone in the family, this is a sign of things needing to be repaired or things needing to be mended, because certain things are starting to unravel. And so they are here to help you with that renewal, so that you can not allow things to totally unravel, but really just gain some knowledge, get different perspectives, and, find some other resources to support you at this particular time.
Now, when you say resources, like what kind of resources?
All kinds of resources, from financial resources, from resources for information, resources if things need to be repaired, like a car or something needs to be fixed, resources if you're working on a job, what kind of resources do they have available for employees that are there that you may not know about? Maybe one of the resources is you could transfer. Maybe a resource is they will do a down payment on your home, or the resource is they will give extra schooling to help you go to school, or resources to help you with if you need any kind of food or any kind of medication or any kind of assistance with a child or a loved one. Resources if you're traveling, maybe there's a discount you can get if you use the company name. These are all resources.
And see, I've been thinking about lately. Where I live at, I really need to move, but I just don't know where to start. So,
well, there you go. You got divine answers here. You do know where to start. What do you mean? You got to start doing some research and find out, get some more knowledge. You got to get a different perspective. You got to go talk to people who work in that field about purchasing a home. You understand? That's a part of the research. You got to do the work. You can do this. Of course, you know where to start. Of course, you know where to start. And this is why she's saying, one of the things that she's also saying is for you to go buy a ball of yarn and put it in a basket. Find a color that's calling you. Find a ball of yarn. I would say get any color you want, but get a round ball of yarn. Or if you get it in the spool, take it and twine it in a ball. Get red, because red is going to tap into your resources. This is the root chakra for your foundation and the things that you're doing. Get that ball. Put that ball somewhere sacred in your house you have right now. This is why a lot of what we were talking about had to do with the home and having peace in the home and being grounded in the home and having it a place of your sanctuary. But this is what your spirit guides are here to help you with. And now you know exactly what to do. And you have 18 of them, Lovey, to go work with them, to go work with those spirit guides, particularly the one lady that stepped forward that was 73 years old. And 7 plus 3, we know, is 10. That is the one, which is the new beginning. So very spiritual, very expressive. So you have a lot of support. And yes, of course, now you know what to do. You know exactly what you need to do. And you're moving in the right direction.
All right, that's good to hear. That's good to hear, because I'm really, I guess I've been kind of discouraged.
No.
Lately.
Yeah. But that's okay. That all changes tonight. And so I want you to eliminate that word, I don't know what to do. Of course you know what to do. And now you have clarity on where you can start and how you can begin to start moving forward. Because this is the perfect time to start tapping into that energy. All right?
Thank you, Ms.Blue.
You're so welcome. So good to hear from you, Lovey. Peace and love. Hold the line. Oh, that was so good. Wow. I love that. I absolutely love that. Let's go to the next caller. The next caller calling in from area code 8764. 8764, you're live on Planet Remix. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hey, Ms.Blue. It's Noxroy calling from Jamaica.
Okay, greetings to you, Noxroy. Calling in from Jamaica. How are you?
I'm doing great. And you?
Amazing. Thank you for asking. How can I help?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Good to hear from you.
Right, but always. But what I really wanted to find out is one of my friends that was like a elder to me, really, because he was like twice my age, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was somebody that I learned a lot from, like so much. But he actually passed a few months ago, like in March, April.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah.
And ever since his passing, like, he's been showing up a lot, angels and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was wanting to find out is if he's present now with any form of message or wanted to reach out.
Okay.
Because I did have the urge to.
Let's see if he comes through. Let me see if I can find him. It's quite crowded here tonight.
I can understand that.
It's quite crowded around here tonight, but let's see. And thank you for that. Choose love always. You said all is good. Yep. And I want you to think about what you said before you got off the phone. And again, remember what your guides are asking you to do. You got to go higher. See, got to go higher. Let's see. Okay, so let me ask you a question because I do see a man who looks much older, and I see this little, it looks like a box, and I see him kind of sitting on this box. I don't know if it's a box, if it's a crate, but a box. And he has like this knife in his hand and some sort of fruit. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. We're going to go back a little further. So the other thing that he's telling me, he passed away and he's sort of holding his chest area. So was it a heart attack? It was a heart attack?
Yeah, he actually had cancer.
He had cancer, but I think he passed because of his heart stopping.
Oh, okay.
This is what I'm picking up because he's holding his chest. He's holding that area of his chest. And so even though he knew he had cancer, he's telling me he knew he had cancer. But yet, I don't know, it's weird. It's like he knew he had cancer, but in his mind, he really thought he could beat it.
Right, that's definitely him. Like,
yeah,
there was no stopping him.
Yes, because he's telling me, Ms.Blue, I don't know what happened. He said I was here, and then I was gone. And I was gone. And he really thought he could beat it. And so I don't know what kind of fruit, but this is, I don't know what this is, but it's something he's using a knife and he's paring it and he would eat it. I don't know what that is, but that's what he showed me. Just hold that thought. But yes, this is him, but he really thought he could beat it. And here's the other thing. He thought he could beat it because he thought so much of his life that he had already escaped death many times, he shared with me. That he's showing me instance that he done died and came back a many a times. Literally. He said, so he just thought this was just going to be like all the other times. He should have been dead many a times. And he wasn't. You know?
Right.
And he is thinking of you, you know. It's funny because he said he thought of you like a son to him.
That's definitely because he was always like a father figure.
Yes.
You know, like growing up as a teen, you know, making a lot of mistakes and all that.
Yes.
Like he was always there as a guide.
Yeah, this is him. And he says he's telling me I have many sons. Like I guess he was
right.
like, I guess he was like the whole town's guru. Like he was the one that everyone knew him. You know, they knew him.
Right.
And things that he did. And, you know, he said that he's taking me sort of to the last conversation you and him had. And when you all were talking, and interesting enough, it had something. Tell me this, because maybe you'll understand what this is, Knoxroy. Because as I'm getting into this, because he's all over the place, by the way, in a good way, but he's all over the place. Oh my goodness. I'm like, can you slow down? Slow down for a moment. He's all over the place. But tell me, what is the connection with him and jail? Because he's showing me this jail. What is that?
Jail.
Mm-hmm.
I can't pinpoint that. With him.
With jail. I'm trying to see what he's trying to tell me because his patois is thick. So he's showing me a lot of stuff and talking so fast and moving all over the place. Oh, I think I got it. I think I got it. The jail was a symbol um to know that you are in charge of your own destiny. And he said that this is, what he was about to really explain to you that you are in charge of your destiny and nothing is holding you or confining you or restricting you, that you have to take control of your own destiny. And you have to understand that you are free to do what you need to do in life. And he said that's a big part of his legacy of what he was about. He loved music. Now he's showing me all of this. I don't know what this stuff is. So he's
That
showing
seems
me.
like
Oh, oh
he
my.
realize why being your own get a chance like he's gonna always be the talker.
He's what now?
No, I'm saying like even while being here physically,
Yes.
he was always a talker. Like you wouldn't get a chance.
Oh my God. Well, I'm not getting a chance tonight because he didn't took me from one subject to the next subject, to the next subject, to all kinds of things. An amazing, wonderful, passionate, expressive, very heartfelt man. And and he says he's very, very proud of you. Very proud of you. And he wants you to be strong. Be strong. Are you taking a trip soon? Because he tells me you're supposed to be going somewhere. Where are you going?
A trip.
It doesn't have to be far, but
the only place I plan on going is like in the next parish to get my license corrected, which is like this week.
Okay, because he said, yeah, he's telling me you Knoxroy. He don't call you Knoxroy, but he's saying you're getting ready to go on a trip and you got to go. Oh, okay, because he said no, not Knoxroy. That's no, whatever he's saying. But yes, he said you're getting ready to go, and he's so proud of you, and he knows he's going to be right there with you. He said he was with you last night when you were thinking about him and just showing him how grateful you were for the time you guys spent together. And he says, don't be sad. He doesn't want you to be sad. And he's excited for you. He said he's going to clear the way so there is no hiccup with no paperwork when you get there. He said he can't stand it. They always try to do something last minute, change something, all of this. He says, no, nothing, no hiccup, nothing. It's all good. It's all good.
I really felt that, because he was always like that. So I'm seeing that while in spirit he's gonna still be that.
That's right. That's right. So let this be your confirmation that he is with you. Because when I tell you I have never heard nobody talk this much. She is talking a lot.
That's definitely.
And he's showing me his family, this person, that person, some lady who owns some stand, some store. I don't even know who these people are, but he's all over the place. He's
just excited.
Yes, he is excited, and he said he's so excited that he's able to come through, and even somewhere. Wait a minute, because he's showing me. Did you do some sort of mural or painting for him or something in his honor?
No, I didn't.
Did someone do something? It looks like, I don't know, like a picture of him. It looks like something in his honor, like made something for him with his picture, and it's got all this stuff around it.
They actually do that here, when they have like funerals and stuff.
Uh-huh.
like taking murals in the grave and all those type things. So
Okay.
maybe that's it.
Maybe that's it, because he said he really likes it. He really likes it. He's standing there looking at it. He likes it. He does like it.
I know he's gonna be this excited because like he wasn't all that aware of the things that I do, like
Oh,
what we're doing now
he's
spiritually.
so excited about this. He's so excited.
Right, I know.
He's so excited and so he's honored. You know, I'll try to use his language. He's very honored and he's excited to watch you and all the things that you know. And he's saying he had no idea that you knew that much.
I know
But yes, he is there. He's sending love to his family, even though I show that there was some disconnect there with his family.
Right.
He's letting me
I
know.
know.
Yeah, he's letting me know. But he has love. He has so much love and so much energy. Like, oh my God, so much
He's something else, man. Like, really
energy.
something else.
So much energy. Yeah. But he says, oh my goodness, I thought I was gonna he didn't really think he was going to die. He said if he did, he would have put more things in place and there would have been certain things he would have wanted you to have just in honor of him. But he says, rest assured that they will come. Something will come to you. You will get that, and you will know that this is him sort of blessing you along the way. Blessing you along the way.
I mean,
Yeah.
like even him being a lover of music, like I'm actually doing music, I'm producing music. No?
Yes, because he's telling me he loves music, and he has a lot of love for you. He's calling you his son, one of his sons, you know, and very,
It
very
was that
proud.
type of bond.
Hmm.
It was that type of bond that we had.
Yes. He said he really, really knows. Really knows. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's going on and on and on and on and on and on. But I will tell you from the Akashic records, you two were brothers in a past life. And when you were brothers in a past life together, you were the older brother and he was the baby brother. And it was 4 of you guys. But you were the oldest and he was the baby. Yeah. And you always looked out for him. Yep. So he returned the favor in this lifetime. Yeah.
Like you always say, like we're all connected.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, there you go, Knoxroy. How beautiful is that? And I'm glad that I was able to help bring him through for you. Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. Peace and love. Peace and love. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Love. How beautiful was that? When I say he can talk, oh my goodness. I got to get my skills up because he was talking. He was talking. So now I want us really quick. We're going to take a look at some of the signs and symbols that I want you to look for in this upcoming week. This is what I want you to look for. Some of the signs and symbols in this upcoming week. And when you see these signs and symbols, make sure you pay attention to where you're at, what you're doing, where you've seen the sign and symbol, where you've seen it at. And also make sure that you note that you note what's going on, and then we're going to talk about what to do. And so one is you're going to see a bunch of children These are children. And their ages, is going to range anywhere. They can be from the age of 3 to 24, but a bunch of children that are going through transformation or participating, Spirit says, in acts of transformation together as a group, working together as a group. Okay? So a bunch of children participating in an act, of great transformation. And the elements to look for around will be air and fire. Those are the two elements that's going to be present. The next sign is going to be a priestess holding, wearing, or standing next to a silver star. A priestess handing, holding, or next to a silver star. The next one that you're going to see is a building being struck by lightning. A building being struck by lightning. You're going to see a young girl holding a sword that's on fire. A sword that's on fire. A young girl holding a sword that is on fire. So I'm in my files here. Let me see the other symbol. The other symbol that you're going to see is a lion with a woman and a king. A lion with a woman and a king. The next one you're going to see is two twins. And I remember this one so distinctly. Two twins. These are going to be two twins. They are identical, except for one has long hair and the other one does not. And one is wearing a tie. One is wearing a tie. The next one, you're going to see a man with a crown. And the crown is on his head. Running. So a man with a crown running while a smiling woman is holding a jar of jam. holding a jar filled with jam. This one you're going to love. And I want you all to know that I've actually had this since the beginning of the year, and I just didn't know when I would start giving out these signs and symbols for you guys. So the next one is, give me 1 second. No, where's the other page at? Let me find it. The next one that you're going to see oh my goodness. The next one you're going to see is a bridge with the rainbow. It could either be in the sky or on the rainbow. And a blue figure, and a pan figure, a pan-like figure. And I know I shaded Brother Panic for that because I didn't even catch that a couple of months ago when that pan-like figure came up. Next, you're going to see this one is so unique. You're going to see a black man with a frog, a cat, and a horse. So a black man with a frog, a cat, and a horse. How we doing? How we doing on these? And these will last us until the really going into 2024. So it can be from now until the end of the year. I'm going to tell you what to do with it. I'm going to tell you about all of these signs and symbols. But I want to get one more. I put a note in here. A woman dressed in all gold, holding an award. Holding an award. Dressed in gold, holding an award. And the last one, a loud, brightly colored peacock. A loud, brightly colored peacock. Now, this is what I want. I'm not going to repeat that, but this is what I want y'all to do. Write these down, maybe screenshot them, keep them on your phone. I'm going to tell you the places to look for these signs and symbols because they can show up anywhere. These are positive omens. You could be scrolling on the gram. You could be watching YouTube. You could be looking in a magazine. You could see a billboard while driving down the street. You could be in the grocery store and see it on a magazine cover. You could be in Barnes and Nobles because a lot show up there. You could be watching cartoons and they show up on the Cartoon Network. You could be watching Netflix. It could be in one of the Netflix series. You could be driving and randomly see it on the side of the road, or just out and about in Target, in the Galleria, in the mall. I want you to keep your eyes open. You could be on Twitter, on X. You could be able to see these. When you see these signs and symbols, if it's somewhere you can see, I want you to click and take a picture of it. Because if you take a picture of it so you can have it, if it's obvious somewhere where you can, have a picture of it, then you can remember. These are positive omens. Once you get that symbol and you have your list, you have your vows list done, and you also have your symbol, the main thing that I want you to do is to work with these symbols, research them, look them up, see what it means. These symbols, from the color, from the crown, from what they're holding, and see how that connects directly to what it is that you are directly feeling called to do in your life. It could be what you call to do in your life. It could be a desire you have in your life. It could be a wish that you have in your life. This could be something you're wishing for that you remember. Wishes come from the heart. Desire is of the heart. These are things, there's nothing wrong with this because we're talking about desires and wishes of things for your growth and your transformation and your elevation on the planet. I want you to think about that. I want you to begin to start thinking about all of those things. And if there is something you're working on, you want to manifest or create, or to have a positive outcome for yourself and everyone, then these signs and symbols will give you your clarity that you are going in the right direction. So they are positive omens for things going on in your life. Also pay attention to your thoughts, because the things that, especially those things that you, what am I trying to say? Especially those things that you are working on in your life. When you see them, and this has nothing to do with religion, by the way. You can see a lot of times these signs and symbols will come. You will see this on a cereal box. You could be watching an anime and these signs and symbols will come up. And the difference is you are invoking this magic rather than someone sort of telling you this is doomsday or this is the end of time. Everything is a sign and a symbol. When we're talking about signs and symbols, what we're really speaking to is really your understanding how to decode hieroglyphs, because signs and symbols are hieroglyphs. That's all they are. We have a different way in our time of writing in the hieroglyphs. Thank you for that, Davina, because yes, in the e-files, we talked about how to decode the hieroglyphs. And this is one of the ways to do it. But this is what I want you to use this sign or symbol. This is for you and what it is you are working on. Maybe it's something you have a question, could be with your health. It could be something you're experiencing, or you're looking for direction, or you have to make a decision. Pay attention, because often these signs and symbols that I gave you for going forward, they're going to show up to let you know that you are moving in the right direction. So be grounded, stay present, because if you're not present, you can miss it. You could instantly miss it. It could be right in front of your face and you can miss it. But I want you to see that and take these as powerful confirmation so that you can begin to know that you can trust yourself. You have a sense of awareness about yourself. You are connected to your higher self. You are connected to the divine, and you are moving in the right direction. So someone asked about elbow, having pain in their elbow for a month. What the elbow represents is it has to do with changes, maybe doing a total change in your life. Think about your elbow. When you bend your elbow, it changes the direction. You have to use your elbow to change the direction of what you're doing and where you're going. So this is representing change in direction. And it's about being open to, how can I say, be open to accept new experiences. You know, sometimes we get so used to just experiencing the things that we want, but be open. If you go to your favorite restaurant, and maybe the dish that you always go to this one particular restaurant, and the only reason you go there is because you love this one dish that they made. And you happen to go back to that restaurant and they tell you, oh, we took that off the menu. This is your opportunity to really accepting new changes. And instead of looking at this as, oh, I'm never going to eat that dish again and no one else can make that. Why would they take that off the menu? This is, oh, I got to go try to find another restaurant that can make this exactly the same. This is a beautiful time to start being open to experiencing something new. Maybe a new favorite dish at another restaurant, or even at that same restaurant, but to expand and experience something different within yourself. Allow yourself. So when you're having problems with your elbow, you know, it's time to begin to go back to some of those basic questions. And even like the one we started the show with, you know, one, what brings you joy? I'm always going to bring you back to this, because if you have self-love, self-awareness, self-esteem, then you will be able to find joy. So find the joy in your life. The love will lead you to the joy. Find the joy in your life and begin to ask yourself the why. Why am I doing this? And if there's some things that you know you love, but for some reason, maybe the magic and the spark is just lost in that space for this particular time. It could be a relationship. It could be the work you're doing. Could be the job you're on. It could be the connection. It could even be a project maybe that has been drawn out and it just hasn't manifested the way you want, and you find yourself just not finding that joy. Well, before you toss it all and start all over again, go back and really do some introspection and thinking about why this is so important to you. Why do you love this? And, you know, go deep beyond the surface. Don't allow it to be something like because you love being of service. Everyone on the planet is of service to some capacity. But I want you to tie it directly into you, your authentic self, your unique self, your divine self. And what is that doing for you? And then you can start to have honest questions. Is it time now to experience something new? Is that what you're craving? Just like the sister who asked about the elbow and having pain in the elbow. See, our bodies are messengers as well to bring us messages that maybe have gotten lost in the shuffle of the unconscious, to allow us an opportunity so that we can expand our understanding of know thyself and who we are and really make it past these portals. So I want to give you that. So this is about getting into the flow and recognizing change. This is a week of change that is upon all of us. This is a week of change for every single one of us. Oh, okay. I don't know why, but that was an unexpected change. I'm getting messages from my computer when people are commenting, and I absolutely love it. So thank you. Someone just gave a super chat donation, and it went by before I could get to it. Let me see if I can go back up because I want to acknowledge. And this is Daybina, 1111. And thank you so much for that super chat donation. We do have 1111 portal coming up, which is going to be 111111. It's going to be a triple 11 gateway portal. And yes, oh, come on. We're going to talk about that as well, because there's going to be some pretty magical things. But I'm excited. Let me know if you find one of those symbols. Please come back. Feel free to share. And don't forget, keep the comment sections going. I will see you all in the comments. I'm going to make sure to go back and, respond to the comments that you all have made. And I want to say thank you to everyone who has purchased the elements. I see the notifications coming in, and I definitely would recommend. And don't forget, that's one of the places I didn't tell you to look, but I definitely want you to also look to the sky. Keep your head to the sky. Keep your head to the sky and to the ground, because you can also see one of those signs and symbols in the sky as well. You can see them in the sky as well. You can see them in the sky. So keep your head to the sky so you can begin to have that connection. One, it tells you you're alive. You're connected to God, the universe, the Most High, your higher self, whatever you choose to call it. And you are very much alive. And that's one of the things that I always love saying. Life is worth living, so live. And what a time it is to be alive. Growing up on planet Earth, and growing up on planet Earth responsible. Reach out to those you love and love those that you love as well. Spread that love, share that love, And while we're all here in the physical, because this is something also to make sure that we stay connected to as well, to be here at this time. Yeah. Happy born day to all the Scorpions celebrating their born day during this time. It is Scorpio season. It is the time that we elevate ourselves in many different ways. And all of us have Scorpio in our charts. And so this is a powerful thing. This is a powerful thing. This is powerful. The other thing that I wanted to share with you all really quickly, I kind of forgot. Okay, I want to share this with you all, and I am kind of putting this one out there. But I want to say last year, I shared with you all about this vision I had. And I talked about all of these things. It looked like sort of things falling from the sky. Do you all remember us talking about this on several shows? And I said I didn't know what it was. It was a whole bunch of stuff, and it just looked like it was falling from the sky. And I seen people running, and they were running all over the place, and I didn't know what it was. Well, I'm going to tell you that, and I thought, and when I seen the picture of all the satellites in the sky, and I seen how the map showed the satellites in the sky with the ley lines, I said it kind of reminded me of that. And I said I could see it. It looked like it was fire sort of coming down out of the sky, and people were running, and I didn't know what it was. And Brother Bilal and I, we talked about it on the show because I felt very uneasy about it. Very uneasy about it. And so I'm going to share this with you because this was last year sometime. Someone may know the exact date. I know you guys keep it. But I was sitting here and I had the television on, but I was working. So I had the television on and I wasn't watching the television, but it was on. And you know how when you sort of have the television or YouTube on or any of the streaming devices, it just kind of takes you to the next thing and the next thing. YouTube does anyway. And all of a sudden, after I came out of working, when I turned around, there was a news broadcast that was on. And the news broadcast was talking about what was happening with the war that was going on in Israel and Gaza. And it hit me. That attack that I seen because I heard people talking about it and I try to stay away from the news. I don't listen to the news. I am aware of what's happening, but I just was sending love when the first attack happened. So I never watched any news articles. Nothing never came up on my feed. I never seen any pictures. But even on the remix, I just sent love and light that way to everyone. And I said that there were women, there were children, there were people, they were running, and it just was stuff falling out of the sky. I never knew the capacity of how that attack happened from the air, the land, the sea, and everything. And that news broadcast, when I seen what they described and what they were saying, I really felt that was the vision I had over a year ago. I'm documenting it here because I pray and I truly, truly hope that that was it. And that there's not something else coming. But I really feel in my soul that that's what I saw. That's what I saw. And it brought me to tears because for a long time last year, I could not get that vision out of my mind. I can't remember. It was last year. It was earlier, mid part of last year. It might have been longer than that. It may have been older than last year, but I still do have it on my Instagram. So I can actually go back and let me get the date. But I knew I seen people running. I seen women running. I seen men running. I seen children running. And I couldn't get close enough to the ground to see because I kept trying to go back in that vision and see exactly. Did I archive it? Did I archive it? I might have archived it. Let me see if I did archive it. I want to see if I can give you some date. But you all remembered because we talked about it, and I have to go back and see what show it was that we did when that happened. I wanted to see what show. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna look forward and I'm gonna let you all know. And the reason I am telling you this is not to incite fear, because I see some of you dropping your energy, and you know I hate it when you drop your energy. I need you to get your energy. I need you to get your energy back up. Don't drop your energy, please. Don't drop your energy. But the reason I'm bringing this up, and yes, I have very powerful visions that are good, which are all the ones that I gave you all as well too. But I tell you this because I want you all to pay attention to your signs and symbols too. Not forcing any signs and symbols, but pay attention, because I know we like to think that everything is about us, but really it's so much bigger than us. So some of the signs and symbols, maybe even the dreams you're having, maybe even some of the nightmares that you're having, really have nothing to do with you, but there's something greater. And so when we are traveling outside of these, bodies, and we're in sort of our transportation Merkabas, and we're moving through the astral planes, we are picking up a lot of potential that's out there. And it's not that anyone can foretell the future, because there's been many shows that we have got together, and I've told you all that we're going to do a spirit quest because I feel this is happening. And the only thing I could say is, maybe it wasn't for me to intervene in that, because had I known that that's what I was seeing, we would have did a spirit quest collectively so that we could shed some light on to this, so that we could possibly help to put or neutralize certain things in the atmosphere, so that we can. So I don't ever want you to think that your energy don't make a difference. Your thoughts doesn't matter. What you're putting out don't matter, because it all goes into this primordial soup that is impacting us all on the planet. So with that being said, I want you to be very mindful and very intentional about what you're choosing to think and what you're choosing to feel and what you're choosing to express, not just for your own love and safety and well being, but also for the divine collective, which is totally different from the collective. And not that we don't want to cover those who are not in that awareness, but you want to reach those that are on the same frequency as you and bringing in love and light. And this is why I tell you, and I may release that as well, so you all can learn how to put confetti. It's an exercise where you learn how to turn your energy into bursts of confetti, to make sure you're sprinkling that confetti everywhere you're going, to raise the frequency and the consciousness of the people in there. You're not infringing upon anyone's will, because they have to be open to receive that higher frequency. But know that when you step in a building, know that when your presence, whether it's online or offline, whether you're at a schoolhouse, whether you're in the grocery store, a restaurant, or sitting at your desk, or driving down your block, or inside of the post office, I want you to know that whenever you step in the building, make sure you're in your highest frequency. Because when you come in with the frequency that is elevated, that is filled with love, that is pure, that is aware, that is connected, then everything else seeks to rise to your level, or it must bow to that level, or it has to leave, period. Know your power. So when they're talking about, as we get close to the end of the year, for the powers that be, that is doing all kinds of rituals to cause different things to happen, because let's face it, everybody on the planet do not think the same, they do not have the same agenda, and their heart and their soul levels are at different places. But there has been, I personally feel, individuals like ourselves who have come back to the planet not only for our own self to evolve, but to also help others who choose to evolve as well. And this is why you will always have that duality for quite a while. I don't think we're there yet, where we're going to have nirvana or heaven on earth. We can have it individually, but collectively, that may be a while or never, or maybe it's not supposed to be. But when you are here and you have chosen to be of light and be of love and a pure heart, then remember that comes with power, and that comes with responsibility, and that comes with a level of spiritual integrity. And so make sure you're using that, not just with people you don't know, because we're real good about making sure we are in our highest vibration for strangers and people we feel of substance and people we know. But you need to be that way with your cousin you can't stand, with your messy mama who always stirring up shit, with your daddy who don't never keep his word, for your children who don't listen, or your boss at work that's always giving you shitty stuff to do. You need to make sure that you are bringing that same energy, because that's where you're going to see the real power of your love and the work that you're doing. You're going to be able to see yourself in a completely different light when you are using it in spaces that trigger you or bring you in a position where you feel powerless. And that's how you make magic happen for real. So it was one more thing I wanted to tell you all, and I can't remember. And someone else asked the question, and I don't remember what it was. But let's continue the conversation in the comments after the show. Let's have an amazing, amazing, wonderful week. Let's stay aware. Watch your mouth. Make sure you are intentional. Give yourself space and grace, and stay in love. And love each other. Peace and love. Ciao. And don't forget to download